TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitch. We are all over the place, and it's good, and it's a great thing. It's a fabulous thing. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Am I coming through? Am I getting audio? Y'all can hear me? Too loud, too low? Let me know. Let me know. Welcome in. Man, the day, that time shift, what has it been doing? What is going on with that time shift? What's up, Josh? Welcome in, welcome in. We are on LinkedIn, everyone. LinkedIn is live and kicking. Am I getting welcome audio? In? Y'all can hear me? Too loud, too low? For the folks at LinkedIn, let me switch some things up. See some problems already. Welcome in. What's up, Signe? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope the day is going well. Hope everything is great for everyone. We are talking about, now would you look at that? We are not talking about breaking into cyber, which we always do, and we will. But today, we're actually covering IT advice. IT advice, everyone. And I see the special guest has rolled in, and I am going to get the special guest up. Actually, Alex, if you don't mind, can you request up? That would help me out tremendously. If you could just request up over there, we will get this party started. How's my audio, everyone? Audio good? Trash? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? Need some feedback. Let me get some feedback. Let me get that feedback. Get some feedback, y'all. All right, let me get the guests loaded in. Whoops. Oh, horrible day. Oh my goodness. That's awful. That is awful. I'm sorry to hear that. We have a lot going on. We got a lot going on. What's up, Alex?
Yo, what's good?
Yo, yo, yo. How you doing? How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Sikne said he's had a horrible day. That just made me feel bad. And I've never met Sikne in person. He will be a future guest, but you know,
yeah, that's what I heard.
The community is thriving. And
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
I'm glad you're a two-timer over here now.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad.
Returning guest.
I know it. I'm so glad that you came through the first time. You shut it down, bro, and
Yeah, it was fun.
full of knowledge and dropping gems. And we want a repeat performance but this time we've expanded. You know, we're live on LinkedIn.
We're live on LinkedIn. Oh shit.
Twitch.
I mean, yeah, your shit's looking a bit more high quality, or I guess not high quality, but the production has stepped up for sure.
Thanks, man. You know, we're trying. It's a solo project, but however, I lean heavily on the community, and you know, it's not the Nate Show. I welcome folks up to come ask their questions and participate, interface with you, and you know, there's a lot of noise. I got you. There's a lot of noise right now, and folks they don't know which way to turn. They don't have basics. They don't know where to start. And I'm hoping today's live stream is very impactful for individuals who are in that predicament that I just lined out. There's a lot of noise. You hear a bunch of different directions and you just don't know where to start. So Alex,
I think so first of all, before we get into that, it looks like someone commented, Tiona, that she figured out her roadmap thanks to me, which is super sweet to hear. I'm glad I could give you help there. So I guess the advice I'm going to give in regards to like getting your start and sort of like progressing through the career, I think are the same essentially. So like if you're a beginner, if you're someone who's already in the field and want to progress further, or, you know, you're just maybe looking to switch careers, whatever. I think generally speaking, I wouldn't listen to like a whole bunch of influencer garbage that's out there because I feel like people give very like direct, specific advice, and I don't think that's generally right because I feel like everyone is different and therefore everyone's path is going to look super different and unique. Like, sure, there's, you know, if you get your security plus, your network plus, and some other thing, like, yes, your chances are higher of, you know, maybe breaking into the field, but people are going to get those. People have gotten those and they still can't break into the field. So it's going to look a bit different for everyone, is what I want, is the message, like the main message I want to convey. There is no like right answer,
and
unfortunately.
And let's build off of it. And I love what you said because I see this right now in TikTok world, Discord world, a bunch of different spaces where there's guidance given, but it's general advice to hit mass amounts of people. And
Sure.
I agree. You know, trying to figure out a way to get custom tailored guidance and slowing that conversation down. Where can folks just, let's get into it, bro. Where can folks just start going straight to get that custom, you know, hey, let's sit down with me. Let's chat about this. Is it mentorship? Is it communities? Like where is this at right now?
There's a few like avenues I would try if I was in the same position. Like the first one may not be a lot of people may not like my answer, but I think using AI is a fantastic resource for something like this. So like literally, I sell a guide on how to fucking do this, build your own roadmap. It's like you figure out how you learn the best, what you want to learn, and like where you want to be at. So like, let's say I want to get into pen testing or something. I learn the best by doing hands-on learning, and I don't like lots of theory or something. You can take all that stuff, put it into an AI prompt, and have it build you a roadmap that is, generally speaking, fairly decent and pretty good, that everyone can get a pretty replicable sort of output from. And then if you just followed that, like your chances are definitely better than just like, you know, being worried about if you're following the right advice or not. So like that's one. And then honestly, I think like Discord communities are probably good. I don't have so much experience with that, but I've heard those are good things. If you just connect with like-minded people and people that are already in the field, like a little bit ahead of you where you want to go. Like I've even had success on LinkedIn doing that. Like I look up, pen tester or, junior security engineer or something. And then you send them a cold DM, be like, hey man, like it looks like you're exactly where I want to be. What's your day-to-day look like? Any tips you can give to me? Exactly. Pretty much.
I like that.
Those are two free ways to essentially get your roadmap for free.
And I've seen these efforts where you're reaching out and you're putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, asking questions, especially if you don't know the person, and you're just like, man, I'm inspired by what you have going on. You're doing so many amazing things. I would love to have 30 minutes of your time. These people, these individuals will carve out the time. If you're serious, they will carve out the time, spend some time with you, chat with you, try to understand you. And I've seen multiple scenarios where these interactions morph into mentor-mentee relationships. What are your thoughts about the mentor-mentee relationships? What's the advice you would give mentees to be the best mentee?
Okay, so I'll share this. I offer coaching. I know you know this, but when I was first getting started, it was not that long ago. The first person I coached, he was pretty awesome as a coachee or mentee, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, these are the two things you have to do if you're being mentored, or else it's not going to fucking work and it's going to waste I can't swear. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll hold my tongue. Okay, the two things that will make your mentor love you instead of hate you and drop you. So the first thing is to be open and vulnerable with them about the things that you are experiencing. And then the next thing that you have to do, otherwise nothing you do is going to work, is you just have to do what they tell you, literally. Like, these people have been in the shoes before you. If they offer coaching or offering guidance, they generally probably have a generally good idea of who you are and how you function, especially after a couple sessions. And they're literally giving you game on how to get after it. And if you don't take that advice, it's just wasted time on both ends. And in some cases, wasted money. Like, for example, first dude I coached, he was a bit stuck. He was, he finally got that first cyber job, and he felt himself stalemating and, losing his spark. So I coached him for free for a month, and since we've done coaching, he just got his Network Plus and his A Plus. He already had Security Plus, but I lit a fire under him, essentially. So just put in the work. That's the only way the things work out, really.
I like that.
Don't be needy, I guess, is another one.
Well, in the event that you do find that you are needy, you're the individual that just needs a little bit more attention. I always encourage folks to not just have one mentor. Yeah, reach out. But if they're not available because you found the 20-year vet in the space and they're dropping gems whenever they connect with you. But I always encourage folks to go find someone who maybe has just recently got in there and connect with them.
That's a great idea too. I mean, with the internet, there's literally unlimited, there's probably 55 me's making content on the same stuff that probably could give just the same, if not better, advice. So that's a very good point, I think. Just be resourceful is a good word to describe it. And that's another thing you'll have to be in IT as well. Super resourceful.
All right.
So be good at that.
Let's give you a proper intro, bro. I think you gave one in part one, but let's do another repeat. Who are you? Where'd you come from? What you got going on these days? And then I want to welcome some people up to come interface with you, ask questions, and kind of take that approach.
Sure. I'm Alex Castro. I make IT content right now, or mainly IT content. I've been doing that with an audience probably for 6 months. I got my start in the field back around the time of COVID, and I got my start at an MSP, and I was doing a cybersecurity boot camp at the same time. It was brutal. Then I got a cushy IAM job, identity and access management job, where I was essentially just an account rat and just manually making accounts all day, or not manually, but you get my point. And then got burnt out of that. And now I'm in a role where I do a lot of just computer stuff. So I do content, I do digital marketing, I do IT support with our other IT guy that we have, and digital marketing, a bunch of anything on the computer. I'm the guy there pretty much.
That's awesome.
So it's a nice change of pace because I get a lot of freedom in this role, and I can experiment, and yeah.
Nice. I like that. So, and if you all are not following Alex, go check him out and check out his page. Bro, you're growing so fast, and you got a lot. Your content is that authentic, real life stuff. Almost IRL, just in real life. This is what it is. Sometimes you pop in there, you don't even you maybe don't even have a shirt on. Just ripping and run it.
I raw dog it for sure. I mean, I think I don't know. I think more so that as we get more AI integrated into stuff, the authenticity is going to be lost a lot of the times. And I think being your authentic self is something that is future proof, essentially, or evergreen, however you want to call it. So that's what I like doing. And it's the easiest thing to do. You just pick up the fucking camera for the freaking camera and start yapping.
And but it's natural too. And then you're delivering nuggets. So like what can you
Hmm.
share maybe while we wait for people to pop in?
Hmm.
Can you share what some of the thought process is like for you whenever you are thinking about what you're going to create for the day?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, so a lot of the time, or at least at first, it's kind of instant right now, but at first when I was like still like maybe not struggling, but like it was harder for me to come up with ideas on the spot. I would try to think of me talking to my past self a lot. Me talking to, like, let's say I had 10 IT folks in the room with me right now. This is what I'm talking about, or this is what I want to bring up. Or what is something that a entry level person is would need to hear, or a mid level person. I've even tried like manager approaches, and yeah, I don't know. I think I'm generally pretty decent at like psychology stuff, like, or at least the fundamentals of psychology. So, and if you can just kind of think what other people would want to hear, or like what other people would need, maybe if they were in the trenches, if you want to call it that. I just get sparks like that. But nowadays, I can kind of just think, okay, it's content time. Let's think of something. It can sometimes take like 5-10 minutes, but I'll get
Nice.
something eventually and just rip it.
I love that. I like
Yeah,
you could tell that it's definitely authentic, straight,
yeah.
and you're kicking them out like crazy. So
Hmm.
your workflow is very efficient. Well
Yeah,
done, well done.
yeah.
Let me reset this room real quick.
Sure.
What's up, Signe? What's up, Morbid? I see you over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Shabs,
grab some water
AP,
real quick.
all good. We have three over there. We have Bernard. Over here on Twitch, I see one person, and over here on LinkedIn, we have a whopping. What can I see? What can I see? One viewer.
Let's go.
We're growing, y'all. We're growing. We're
Oh
growing.
yeah, big time.
I'm
Keep it pushing.
I've been making a lot of connections, new connections on LinkedIn. I've already had a lot of connections, but and also re-engaging with older connections. And I want to bring in more of the LinkedIn folks.
Yeah,
And
this seems like a great podcast for like that type of audience for sure.
oh yeah, I think so. I think so. What's up, Bernard? Appreciate you. So today we're talking about IT advice, and we have Alex here, and he's been here. This is his second time here, and he is ready. He's an open book, fully transparent, and ready to drop some nuggets for folks. So,
Hmm.
in order to get the best out of this live stream, uh,
Gotta engage.
you have to engage. The best way to accelerate yourself to the front of the line is to request up. We're over here on TikTok, so feel free to request up, and I'll quickly vet your profile and make sure there's nothing, you know, red flags going on, and then I'll let you up, and then you can chat with us and ask questions,
Hmm.
even share your experiences. The biggest thing about my live stream is that we marry the people who are emerging in the space with the people who are established in the space. So
Yeah.
we do our best to bridge that gap. We try to throw some visibility into both ends,
Hmm.
and I think it's been working out. And
Yes,
we're
sir.
gonna keep trying. So I'll keep shooting Alex questions if y'all don't come up, but we're here for another 45 minutes. Let's get this party started, y'all.
Yeah, get yapping, everyone. Come on.
Yep. All right. So uh, can anyone can can people who have never had IT experience get into IT?
Yes,
Okay,
for sure.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Um, but it is not as simple as you may think.
Are there like personalities or different skills that make people who are in IT better in IT?
Sure. I think like the two main personality traits that dictate like great success in the field are probably just generally like genuine curiosity and essentially a willingness to just figure stuff out. Because if you compare those two together, it's like, you can view it like this. The willingness to figure stuff out is like your car, and then the gas is the genuine curiosity. So if you can keep feeding it in there, you'll just keep pushing essentially, and keep just going to the moon, really.
That's fire. That's
Yes, sir.
fire. And you can get some primo gas, some premium
Oh
gasoline.
yeah. Yes,
Uh,
you can for sure.
I like that. That
Yeah.
curiosity thing has gotten me so far. Just
Hmm.
and then that eagerness to learn, wanting to
Yeah.
just digest information like a
Hmm.
sponge.
Yeah. So with the thing with that is something I struggle with a lot of times too. It's because, you know, you go through your day, you're maybe exhausting all your problem solving abilities, and then, after the shift ends or something, you gotta keep learning if you want to keep progressing or whatever. And that's something that really it stagnated me for a while too. But if you can like get over that and like essentially make the stuff interesting to you is really going to keep you pushing. Because if someone who's genuinely curious and is genuinely having fun like learning the shit is going to go leaps and bounds above anybody, really. I mean, it's the same thing in like sports too. I think that one figure skater is just always has a great time figure skating, and she won a gold medal. So like,
Yeah.
if you can get super into it, that's probably like the best way to keep going.
So I think the most when people hear IT, all they think I'm confident is help desk. Is that the first path, the first step, or is there other steps in the IT space that folks are breaking in?
Well, I mean, you can be a unicorn and break in anywhere, but I think generally speaking, if you want to start at the bottom and like want to build good fundamentals, you should start at help desk, specifically at an MSP, because that is just going to be the fastest way for you to grow, like in general. Because when you're at an MSP, you're exposed to like so many different types of environments and so many different types of problems that one, it's going to be super hard, and you're probably going to want to heavily drink after most days. But it's going to be it's if you can make it past that without becoming an alcoholic, you will be set up for the future. Like it teaches, I think, so many just fundamentals of like troubleshooting, talking, like just business lingo and that of itself. And you can kind of what I'm trying to get at is you can tell like in future roles, you can tell who started at like a grindy help desk role and who hasn't. And generally speaking, the people who started at the grindy level are the ones that kick butt later on and keep kicking butt.
I I think I connect with that for sure. So I want to
Okay.
unpack a couple of things that
Okay.
people may not be aware of what you're talking about. So can
Sure.
you walk people through what a MSP is, what it stands for, like
Sure.
where are they in this space?
Okay. MSP stands for Managed Service Provider, and you can view it sort of like external IT that does external IT for a bunch of different businesses, whether it be small, medium, large. Generally speaking, it's going to be like small to medium and just a bunch of them. Um, so the ways to find them, I would honestly, I know there's a Discord called MSP Geek that
Mm.
is like just for MSPs. I don't really know if they do like job offers there, but that'd be a place to look. There's a subreddit for MSPs. I think it's just called r/MSP. And then if you live near a like pretty big city, I can almost guarantee you there's probably like at least 10 of them there. So get Googling and, find an MSP near you. It's from my experience, the turnover rates are pretty high because, like I was saying, they're pretty miserable, but they teach you a bunch. But
Let's unpack it, bro.
Okay.
So you said that twice now. Let's just
Yeah.
get into it. Or we could talk about the steps to getting on with the MSP. Which one do you want to take? Unpacking
I mean, we could do both. We'll start with the miserableness,
All
I
right,
guess,
let's
just like
talk
it'll
about
be
it. Let's
quick.
talk about it.
It'll be quick. The reason I say it's miserable is because, like, view it like this. You're essentially, it's like a call center. And if you're starting off as the help desk tech at that call center, you are just going to be getting like thrown into the fire every second of the day. And whether it be, password resets, this crazy lady is having problems with QuickBooks or something, or like it's just, or like even the more technical stuff. Like I remember one time this more complex company, they're like an engineering company, called me and they're like, hey, how do you fix this? And like I had only been working there for like 2 months, and the the fix was this like super complex PowerShell command that I obviously had no idea what to do. So like I was sitting there calling my like senior, like, hey man, please can you help me? Like I'm just, it teaches you great problem resolution skills, guys. It teaches you how to think on your feet a bit and use all your resources. At least that's what it did for me. But it does suck, and yeah,
Why
and the pay is generally not great either.
why do you think that? And I agree with what you're saying, but as far as being thrown out into these different scenarios, why do you think that that is for the experience of MSPs? This rapid fire pace, and
Um,
are we low on resources or something?
all the time. I mean, that's a great question or a great point you bring up, because usually MSPs are just like run by some dude and they want to make the most money possible, so they take on new clients without having enough staff, generally speaking. And so, yes, it's going to be you in the fire working for, probably like 16 bucks an hour and making this other guy like 250 bucks an hour. That's generally why it happens, but they try to keep thin margins and, maximize profit, but that's what you got to do.
But out of it, if you in my experience, I've worked for two or three,
Mhm.
I think four MSPs,
Oh,
two
damn.
MSSPs,
Okay.
and um, I've always had fantastic experiences
Okay.
from
That's great.
the hiring manager, the
Hmm.
lead there, always
Oh,
willing to wanting to invest in me and see
yeah.
me grow and give me
Yeah.
knowledge. But I agree. I was thrown out into some scenarios that I was out there by myself. But
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's my experience too. I've only worked for the one like 2, 3 years ago now, but when I was there, the people were awesome. Like everyone was super helpful and super willing to teach, because and like even I think my last, like, the CEO was like, if you get a cert, that's an automatic pay raise for you. So like growth is super encouraged, but the reason why the pay isn't great and the turnover is so high is because it's not a corporate job generally with like great benefits. And like they know that you're there to like skill max, essentially, or like get better and then leave. At least that's what I think they're designed for.
I I, uh, I connect with that. I've connected with some recruiters, and they kind of even my first role as an MSP. They were like, "Hey, this is a different pace. You've been working in house. You
Hmm.
sure?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Totally.
maybe we'll just transition unless someone wants to come up and ask some questions. And I see there's a lot of chat going on down there. Um, why do you think it's so fast paced like that?
Um, Honestly, it's probably, I don't know, just a culture thing. You like, at least when I was there, it instilled me to just figure shit out fast, right? And I think it's good to do that, and good in a way to, oh, that guy who just commented made a super good point. The amount of sheer customers that are there is definitely a huge part, because you're just getting called all day pretty much. And you have to solve the problems all day, or else there's going to be a backlog. There's people going to get mad. There's people that are going to be yelling at you, like, why isn't my Chromebook fixed yet? Like, yeah, it's all crazy house
Okay.
at the MSP.
All right. So you get in. Let's say you get on with the MSP. You're in. And
Yeah.
how would you advise folks to navigate it, level up? Like, are you heads down? Are you collaborating with folks? What's going on?
Oh yeah. So at least what was big for me is at first when because I got in with literally zero experience, except, me growing up and being like computer nerd guy. Um, but you rely heavily on your peers if they're cool. Like, obviously, if they're buttholes, you don't want to be talking to them a whole lot, but you might have to regardless. But if they're cool, willing to train you and like encourage you that you ask questions, I think the people that are slightly above you at your job are your best resources by far for learning. And I think the best approach is to kind of do that, plus what you said, to just sit down, embrace that it's scary, embrace that it's a lot, embrace that you're in the fire, and then kind of crawl your way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. And crawl your way up and out. Like, you don't
Yeah,
want to
up
just
and
like just
yeah,
bounce. Like, you want to
yeah,
grow. You want to
yeah.
learn
You
some
wanna
stuff.
you wanna eat. You wanna eat good,
Eat.
and yeah, you wanna eat good, and get a little stuffed. Learn a little bit while you're there. At least learn while you're getting paid like garbage.
All right. I'll poke one more question at the MSPs. I love MSPs. I love
Okay, I
MSSPs.
know. I'm not trying to dunk on them or nothing. I just know that they're like the Wild West in most
It's
places.
a different pace, everyone. It's a different pace, and I've been telling people something along these lines of go knock on the door of your local
Oh yeah.
MSP and
Yep.
ask for the IT manager and
Yep.
tell them what you want to do. Is this
Yeah.
true? Is this something that's good advice, or what's going on with
I
that?
think we touched briefly on this, I think, in the last live. I think it's a good strategy because, at least from my experience, like the MSPs I've seen are generally more like old school sort of vibe, just more kind of, yeah, like old school businessy kind of vibe. And so I don't think it would do you any harm to try that. I think in a way it would make you stand out because just seeing a real person is going to be more than enough in this day and age where everyone wants to stay behind a screen or stay remote or whatever. So if you can really make an impact by just showing up and be like, hey, I want to work for you guys and I'm willing to learn, I think you have a pretty good shot.
Okay, enough questions. I'm done with that MSP space. Unless someone else comes up and asks. No,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
feel free to come up, y'all. I see a bunch of
Yeah.
chat down there in the chat. Feel free to come up. You want to interface with Alex, ask him some questions. Are you currently experiencing a hurdle? Are you jammed up trying to get to your next role? Come holler at us.
Mr. Salesman.
All right. Let's talk about AI. Let's take a pivot over
Okay.
to AI. I
Okay.
know that folks are leveraging AI for a bunch of
Hmm.
stuff these days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Querying it, doing some agent to agent action, and getting
Hmm.
crazy out there. What are some of the ways that you are leveraging AI? What are some ways that you encourage folks to leverage it?
To kind of stick on the tone of this, like the overarching theme of this show for like learning, I guess, is how I like to do it quite a bit. I mean, I also like to do it for like product research. Let's say I'm like getting a new dresser or something, I might, clot it up or whatever. But um, for learning specifically, or like figuring out your next moves, the general idea I try to get into people's heads is that AI, the output that you get from your AI is directly influenced by whatever you put into it. So if you put in some BS prompt that's not helpful or like generic, obviously you're going to get generic spit back. So what I like to do is when I'm, trying to solve a really specific problem, let's say I'm stuck on where I am right now in my role and I want to progress here. How do I get there? So what you can do, and what I like to do, is number one, maybe you try your own prompt first. You'd be like, hey, this is whatever, what I just said. And then, but at the end of that, you can say something like, ask me any questions that will give you better direction and to give me more specific advice. And then like on Claude, that works really good. For example, it'll ask you just like a bunch of, it might be a little personal for your liking. But it'll help you get a way better and more specific output for your specific needs.
That's fire. And
Yeah.
I'll just rattle off a couple of things. I've been seeing folks, and even myself, you can do any kind of mock interactions with it. So if you're doing,
Oh
if
yeah.
you're trying to get ready for an interview, if you're
Yep. I
trying
had
to do
one.
something,
Had a
just
coaching client literally do that. I was like, hey, he was prepping for a networking interview. So I told him, I'm like, hey, obviously I can't sit here and practice with you for 3 hours. So make a ChatGPT interview bot or whatever and just chat with it for whatever, however long you want. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
yeah, no, I'm with you. So, all right, so you mentioned ChatGPT so far. You've mentioned
Mhm.
Claude. Are there others that are in competition with that are on the same level as these two that you mentioned? That's noteworthy.
I mean, I don't use ChatGPT honestly. I think ChatGPT has become slop in a way, um, unfortunately. But I think I think Claude by far is the best. And if like for my job right now, I sometimes will generate like art for like kind of like Instagram carousels essentially, and I think Gemini is really good for that. But for the most part, Claude is my guy.
And you said that to me, and I
Yeah.
I did not have that experience, but I also was trying to do the freebie route for.
Oh yeah, you get. I would definitely. I bet we'll take it offline, but I bet I could make
Yeah,
your
upgrade
little
me.
mock-up. Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, all right, man. All right, yeah. I think that when it comes to these GPTs out there, there
Hmm.
are there a lot of them these days are competing with each other and doing the same thing. But there's
Yeah.
sometimes some features, and like Claude, for example, has these
Yeah.
artifacts. No one
Yeah.
else does artifacts,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
beautiful artifacts, by the way.
Yeah. Right. No,
So
they all have to play to their own strengths. When it's in reality, it's just like stuff packaged differently. Really, like same thing with all these like startups that are essentially just like front end houses for just chat GPT tokens, really. Um, yeah. There's only so much that people can like pioneer, I feel like.
all right, let's get into some roadmap stuff for
Okay.
folks that are just like, bro, I'm so confused. I got a lot of noise. I don't know where to
Yeah.
look. Where are you telling folks to start, and can you help us navigate what do they do next?
Okay, sure. So I think this is what say in my paid guide. I literally just say you have to start with what you want to do. So, in order to figure out what you want to do, you have to do research. Sorry, hate to break it to you. You got to spend some time figuring out what you want to do. Whether it be systems administration or GRC or cybersecurity penetration testing, you have to look a little bit. I don't think you should get too like tunnel vision on something, because especially if you don't have any experience, the wants and where you're going to want to go next will probably change once you do get some experience. So with that being said, I think just pick something that sounds cool and then just get started, because a lot of the times the things you do to start are going to look relatively the same for each path that you want to take, right? Like everyone needs to know networking, everyone needs to know basic security principles, everyone needs to know how to troubleshoot and problem solve, everyone needs to know how to talk business. It's I think laying like just a general foundation, doing some like easy or, more entry level labs or projects are going to get you sort of in the right mindset and on the right path, I think. I don't think that there is, like we were saying earlier, there's no direct starting point for everything. I think just hop in and get started and stay consistent. Those are going to be the two most important things you can do, generally speaking, and those are going to take you to where you want to go. Because if you don't do those, obviously you're going to be in analysis paralysis, like, oh, what if this is the right thing to do? Or what if that's the right thing to do? Just start something and stick with it until it's done, and then you can move on.
I like that. And what's your take on like some of the communities that are out there, like the Discords, the schools,
Well, I've been thinking about starting one myself, but I think the ones that are out there, I don't really have any problem with them. I think overall they're generally good, but if they're super expensive or maybe there's something weird going on or something, I don't know. I don't think you need to join them, but if you can find a cool free one or one that's maybe like $5-10, I would join it. It's going to be filled up with like-minded people like you that are trying to get in or trying to, switch up or, try to go on a different sort of IT path. It can be a good place to find like people just like you, maybe people who are a bit ahead of you. And yeah, I think you should be, if you really need a job or really want to break in or really want to get this new job, you should be utilizing all the resources you have available.
Nice. Nice, 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 nice. I'm gonna keep dropping questions, y'all, but we're waiting for folks to come up. What's up, Gladys? I see you over there. Jay Rock the House, welcome in. Jose,
Oh, there's a question.
What you got?
It's in the chat. So, with the world migrating to AI, are certs becoming less relevant? Not, I don't think so. Yeah. I think maybe to some degree, like I feel like with AI, everything is a little less relevant, maybe overall anything like education based. But let's say let's say you have let's say you have a CISP, let's say you're CISP certified versus I studied everything for CISP on ChatGPT. What is going to look better for you on the resume? Maybe you take away the same ideas and stuff, but I think just having the CISP aura or like the cert aura will always be good. You can't really, it's like, trying to convey that you're super good at the job without, just a paper resume. You know what I mean? You can't really do that.
I'm with you 100%. Yeah. It's the certs versus the others out there. And matter of fact, since we're here, certs versus degrees. No, let's not go certs versus degrees. What's your take on degrees in the technology space?
Okay. First of all, I don't have a cert or a degree. So we'll start by saying that. But I think so you're asking me specifically a degree?
Yeah, what's your take on degrees?
If you can afford them, if you can afford them, go for it. If it's not going to put you in a very bad financial circumstance, and if you're kind of young and you need the structured learning that a degree would provide, then I think more power to you. But I don't know. I think like if I was trying to break into the field, I would not be getting a cert or I would not be getting a degree because it's just so expensive. Unless the promise of it was great. Like I think WGU is a great option because it gives you like 12 certs or something also and a degree. But yeah, that's my take.
True that. That's a nice strategy behind it. What's up, Gladys? What's up, Barima? Barima, welcome in. Questions, ideas, thoughts, comments, where y'all at?
Yeah. I think within the IT space, unless you want to be a specialist, then I wouldn't really recommend degree, especially master's degree. It's just very expensive and doesn't really provide you any value as such.
Sure.
Because
Speak on it.
if you look at, these days, most of the cloud-based platforms, they are all having their own certifications. For example, you can learn the entire SAP landscape without going to any university
Right.
because they have their own sort of learning hub where you can pay roughly $1,400 to subscribe to it for a year. And then you have the certifications for any role within the SAP landscape that you want. And they really respect that one compared to any degree from any university, even if it's Harvard or Oxford. Right.
Great
And
take.
then you have a platform like AWS. They have 11 certifications spread between various roles. So I'll recommend, if you really want certifications, go for the vendor specific ones, right? You might not be able to get everything that you want because some of these certifications are also kind of split. So you have to craft your role and then learn only the certifications that are specific to that. In fact, I myself have created kind of a roadmap for each of the platforms. So if it comes to SAP, now they are moving everything into to S4HANA, which is their cloud base. And even within the cloud base, they are pushing what they call clean core. Clean core simply means the base platform will be restricted to only those who are really backend developers and architects. And then there's a sort of a middle layer, which those with not too much technical capabilities, but like a little bit of coding, can interact with those middleware so that they customize the interface whichever way they want, right?
Sure.
So you have to create your own strategy around these certifications, else you will just be compiling them. Recently I heard somebody says I have about 40 plus certification. I'm like, what the heck?
40.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
40.
well, I mean, the person was collecting them like as if they are buying toys. They
Yeah,
get it.
right.
And there's that mentality. If you're not careful, you might end up just doing every certification because you don't have a direction.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think
So
I don't know. It's it sounds like if you go that route, it's just kind of I don't know. I almost
yeah,
wouldn't want that candidate because it seems like they're just too scatterbrained to focus
yeah.
on one thing.
For example, if you come to the cybersecurity space, which is very choked these days because everybody wants to go into cybersec, you have CISSP, you have CISM, you have CRISC, you have CIS, right? And I know a couple of people, some of my former colleagues who have done all four, but you don't really need the four,
No.
right? So
I'm gonna push back a little bit, y'all. I gotta push back just a little bit because
Okay.
we are streaming globally, and
yeah,
what you just said, I'm gonna push back on just because with those
yeah.
powerhouse ISACA certifications, when you say you don't need them, do
No, I'm saying you don't
Yeah,
need
she said
all of them.
you don't need all of them.
the door, well,
Yeah,
but the doors that you unlock when you have those.
of course. I mean, if you see, so what all that I'm saying is that you should have a strategy around your certifications because they are costly. So you need to be very specific.
That's
This
a
is
really
the
good point.
channel I want to, the path I want to take. What
Yeah.
specific certifications are relevant
Yeah, you can get really
for
deep
those
when
ones?
thinking about the
Yeah,
strategy too. Like,
for,
so like you don't get too many of those crazy level
yeah.
ones.
I mean,
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and explain it.
yeah. So, for example, if you want to be, and it also sometimes depends on the area, especially if you're in the US, CISSP is very respected, equally. In fact, because most of the contents are, what do you call it, endorsed by the Department of, we call them DDoT or something like that, right?
The Department of Defense or something?
Yeah, I think Department of Defense. Yeah, DOT. So because they have endorsed some of these the content of CISSP, most of the government related jobs, you need that on your CV to prove that you are really competent. So, for example, if you are in the US and I'm advising you maybe as a career coach, I would say get CISSP, get maybe C-Risk or CISM, one of them in addition, because the CISM is more strategic, while CISSP gives you a little bit of managerial or technical managerial competency, as well as the overall understanding of the cybersec landscape. So you leverage the two. Okay.
Right.
Otherwise, you end up doing almost every certification that you hear of,
Right.
and that might not really help your career.
No.
You know,
You're just wasting money at that point. It's
yeah.
like redundant information
Those exams are really costly, honestly.
for sure.
They are really costly.
So
Yeah.
my only thing is
So,
the oh, go ahead, Gladys.
yeah, I just want to chime in here a little bit and give my thoughts on this part. I think that the level of certifications that you guys are discussing now, these are not like entry level certs, right? These are higher level certs.
Hmm.
And so
The
most
big
people at the
dogs.
advanced level already know what they're looking for. They have a plan. And most of the time, it includes promotions, growing in the role,
Hmm.
moving to a different company where they know that these certifications are needed.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
well, I want to move to like maybe Amazon, right? And work like a
Hmm.
senior there or a managerial role. But
Yeah.
I've already spoken to people and they've told me I need like three different certs to be in this role. So are you saying I shouldn't get those certs because they are expensive? At this point, I believe like since you're already in a senior role, you're already making six figures, which technically the certs are not, the financial part is not a burden, if that makes
Right.
sense. It's not a
Hmm.
struggle at that point. So I
Yeah.
think that discussing next level certs, it's a really tricky thing. It's really
Yeah.
person by person,
It's
depends on
definitely,
your goals, depends like someone
yeah.
could have five different certs at the senior level, depends on what they're looking for.
Yeah. I
It's really
completely
how
agree.
they
I
know.
think, like I was kind of saying earlier, I don't know if you were here for it or not, but everyone's situation is going to be extremely unique. And like,
Yeah.
let's say if, like you were saying, like, oh, you need these three specific certs to get your dream role at Amazon verbatim, then obviously, yes,
Yeah.
go get them certs. Like, all more power to you. I think what Barima was and what we were kind of discussing was that a lot of the certs contain information that are generally similar and to some degrees, and that if you start stacking them up like candy or like toys or whatever, like she said, um,
Mm.
it'll just kind of shoot you in the foot because you're essentially relearning all the same stuff over and over again and like wasting money really. But if there's specific purpose for you getting a cert, I don't think there's a problem with that at all. Or like even if it does have the same information and you just want to do it,
Yeah. I
more power to
mean,
you. If you got the money, go for it.
yeah.
Yep.
And it like you're saying, it all depends on your unique goal. Okay. If you
Hmm.
have a role that specifically requires those, and I've seen a lot of job descriptions that quotes almost all the four certifications. They
Exactly.
are not
So
specific.
let's talk
So
about it. So
do you get it?
for those type of situations where
Yeah.
it's, hey, these are the requirements. This is what the
Hmm.
competition is. Everyone who's walking into these interviews has these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you what's your stance in that situation?
Exactly. So um that is where companies look out for beyond the certifications. What else do you bring on board? Right? I know directors, executive directors who have just maybe CISA or CFE, which is a certified fraud examiner, and they are board audit executive, right? They've ridden through the ranks, okay? And these days, some of the companies also have internal, learning mechanisms
Hmm.
where you can leverage on without necessarily subscribing to what do you call it, a particular course or doing a particular certification. They have their own way of tracking that, okay, this person has learned this on our Workday platform, so the person is okay to take up this role. And then some of them have also partnered with some, for example, my company has partnership with Microsoft. We can learn anything we want to learn, so long as it concerns the Microsoft, what do you call it, products,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
right? So you have those mechanisms. That's why I'm saying that everybody's situation is unique, and usually that's the case. And then also there are also dedicated kind of learning platform like is it PeopleSoft or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Yep. PeopleSoft
yeah
is one.
yeah there are those ones also that will charge you a commission based kind of monthly commission. Then you learn whatever you want to learn. Their
Yeah.
instructors will take you through live sessions, and you learn everything that you want to learn, even if you are starting from afresh. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right, let me put this one out there for y'all. Let's paint a scenario. We have Alex. He has some IT experience. He's been in the space, touched some identity access and management. He doesn't have any certs. He said that. He doesn't have any college degrees. Should Alex go for one of the ISACA certs?
Probably.
Well, if she's willing to change company, then I'll recommend so. If she's happy with where she is, and they are not on her to get it before maybe any promotion or salary adjustment, then if it's not broken, you don't fix it.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
I think she should get it no matter what. Like,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I think promotion or not, she should get it because you're never sure with any of these companies, and you need to continue growing your skills no matter what. Most especially with the situation that Barima described. If your company is offering those things for free for you, so like, why not take them? Doesn't matter if you're willing to leave or not. You just never know what could happen. So it's good to upskill.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, she should take it.
Totally. It's also a good thing to get these companies to buy your shirts for you. If you can somehow finesse them to be like, hey, I'll stay with you guys another year or two, but you got to pay me or buy my CISP or something. Yeah. Use what you got. Be resourceful, like I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a situation whereby you would want to do it, but the company would tell you, we are not sponsoring you for this, or we are not taking the cost for this. Then that way, the ball is in your court. You decide what you want to do. Maybe you want to move.
Like, again, like I said, I think at this point, I will always assume that she's already in the field. She can already afford these things. Like, even if they're not paying, like, this is not, we're talking about ISACA. So we're not talking about like a SAN cert, which is like 6K, right? It's like, these are like hundreds. It's not terrible,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you're someone that's not in the field, I will understand. Yeah, you might not have the money. Maybe you work a small job at Walmart or something. It will be harder, but like, if you're already in the field, it's just easier to get these things and grow, because sooner or later, someone else will come on the team that's gonna beat you to your current skills. Like, it's gonna happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. And then when time is gonna come for one person to go, no matter what, who is gonna go?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's essentially like it never hurts to just be more equipped.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
All right, we're running out of time, y'all. Less than 5 minutes, and we got J Rock the House up here as well. Any thoughts, J Rock the House? Any questions for Alex?
Hello. I come with questions ready every time. How you doing, Alex?
What's good, man?
Nothing much. Kicking back for the rest of the night. First question: who taught you the most in your IT or specific field you work in?
It's a good question. I would say my senior at my last job. Her name was Freya. She was great. She kind of realized she came from a similar background to me, where we didn't have certs or degrees or anything, but we were just kind of people that get after it. And she just kept, giving me gems or like throwing me into situations where I would learn certain things. And that's kind of honestly how I like to learn, is like, one, I'm getting paid to learn on the job. And two, someone who's just a little ahead of me is telling me all the sauce just after they freshly learned it, if that makes sense.
All right. How did you say you don't have any search or anything like that? So how did you land your first role?
Okay, so the closest thing I have to a cert, or I guess for my first role, I kind of got lucky. I just started like this cybersecurity boot camp. It's not like I technically I got a certificate for completing it, but it's not like accredited or anything. It's not like they see that and are like, oh, you have this. But regardless, I was working at a Juul factory at the time, you know, like the vapes. And I started that thing and I was like a week or two into it and I was just applying to help desk jobs on Indeed, I think. And they ended up liking my resume, like that I was a little hungry. And, you know, I think I scored well on their personality quiz thing. And yeah, it just worked out. I was able to sell myself and I guess sell my potential, if that makes sense. And then I got the cyber job, you know, right after essentially I completed the boot camp and like I think around 8 or 9 months into that MSP job I was talking about. And I just got hit up by a recruiter on LinkedIn for that.
How many apps were you putting in when you're aiming at Indeed and all that? Like, what
I
was
mean,
the average?
back then it was a lot easier to get one because you know, it's not as saturated as it is now. But I know I was still doing it like probably 10 a day or like any one that would show up that was local, I would apply to it. You know, there's not a whole lot of those, but anything that you can see that is local to you, you'll probably have a better shot than like these remote jobs that get, you know, 10,000 applications all the time, you know.
All right. What can I do to practice your like day-to-day task or job? Like is there like any way to simulate that?
I would say that kind of depends on like what you want to simulate. Like, are you
I
saying
want to simulate whatever y'all do.
me? So right now it's not like as much IT as you'd imagine. Like I just kind of do basic, like, you know, troubleshooting, like kind of like desktop support, but my main roles are focusing on like other more business integrated things at the moment. So I'll give you this. If you wanted to become an identity and access management professional and wanted to practice what they do on a day-to-day basis, I think you should start with making an Active Directory lab, learning the ins and outs of that, how to create, make accounts, group policy, security groups, all that stuff. Learn how to automate that with PowerShell using free resources on YouTube, like PowerShell, the month of lunches, or like AI. Just build projects. Yeah, like some guy commented, learn Entra. That's a good one too. But yeah, like back at my IAM job, it was a lot of just account creation. So in order to learn that, I would learn PowerShell a lot and learn how to automate, because that's at least.
Bash?
I wasn't on Linux, so no.
Yeah. I think if you go to Microsoft Learn, you can get quite a lot of free resources to learn. Even if you don't want to do the certification, there are specific, content that you need to learn to prepare you for those
Is that like reading?
certifications. It's both reading and practicals.
What's
Yeah.
that mean?
So
Yeah, they
yeah,
have a sandbox environment that you can. There's some interactive components in there that
yeah,
there's click here, click there, and they're showing you different screens. There's videos that pop up. There's reading. They have a mixed bag of an experience. So
I
it's
just want to be thrown in. Like I want to have to just throw me in. I'll throw on a tutorial for 15 hours, however days it takes me to do it, and I'll eventually just get it. Because
all
me
right.
just reading it is
Okay,
just like
then
descriptions
do something like
and
Hack the
explanation.
Box then, or try Hack Me then. With that sort of mindset, that will throw you into the fire. And if I believe the more difficult one is Hack the Box, and that doesn't give you a lot of nuance on how to like figure it out. It kind of assumes you have background knowledge, and I don't know if you do or not. I don't know your background, but if you want to be thrown into the fire with like hacking labs, essentially, do that. I think they might also have AD modules, but
Yeah, I like what Barima was saying. I like what you're saying, but I would also say that when it comes to a nice, easy path of, hey, yeah, you want to get thrown in there, and you can get thrown in there and get and learn and touch the tooling and actually learn things that people are using in the field. Microsoft Learn is where it's at. Um,
Yeah.
and I like that because then they even have a gamified thing. You can see how many points you have. You can connect with folks who are also doing it. So
Exactly. Yeah.
um,
I'm actually unfamiliar with it. Microsoft Learn. Is that it?
Microsoft
Yeah.
Learn, the material in there, the content is blazing fire.
Oh,
It's
shit. Okay.
fire. So
Yeah.
much to do
And
there.
most of them you don't pay for them until maybe you want to do the certification, so it doesn't kill your pocket. It gives you time to also properly learn, and then you can create a network or a group where you learn with people that are really advanced, compared to you. Other than that, if you really want to hit the fire, maybe I would say look for community projects that are ongoing where you can identify somebody that can bring you on board, and then the person will give you tasks to do, and that will help you learn, if you want it that way. But usually people would like to give you things when they are comfortable with you, and if they cannot vouch for you, they cannot put you on some of these projects.
Yeah, we're out of
Yeah.
time, y'all. We are overtime actually. So we
Yeah.
appreciate everyone coming through. I see you over there, Lamont. Welcome in, Angelique. I see you over there. Y'all welcome in, DJ BSEC, Cyber Secrets, a lot of the usual suspects. I'm gonna let everyone down except for Alex. And Alex, if you could just get us out of here. Last word. And Breem, I'm gonna connect with you offline. Great stuff that you have going on. So um,
Sure.
good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks, Gladys. Appreciate you. Alex, get us out of here, bro. Last
All right.
words. Anything that you haven't been able to say? Anything coming up for you right now?
Honestly, if you take anything away from this whole entire thing, it's just that don't let yourself be limited by what you think you can't do. Always try your best, and you'll surprise yourself every day with the shit that you're capable of. It may seem murky, the path may seem uh, dusty or cloudy, but I think just get started with something and let your curiosity take the wheel and drive it whatever route you want to go, really.
Yeah, no, we always love to have you, man, and dropping knowledge. And I think that as we go on, I'll probably ask folks if I can get more than just an hour of their time, just because towards the
Sure.
end, more people
Yeah.
start to join,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then I'm cutting people off, and it just feels a little off for me.
I
So
wonder, is it consistently that happening?
yeah,
Do you think it's an algo thing, or do you think it's a timing
it's
thing?
almost like towards the end they just start like, well, let's tell everyone about this. Let's get them to stay on longer.
Maybe you gotta I don't know, maybe warm it up for 20 minutes, just playing ambient noise or something or it could
No,
be a timing
they
thing.
don't play that, man. They like the whole reason why I'm now on camera is
Hmm.
because TikTok said if you don't have movement, if you're not truly live, we're not letting people in. So I
Oh,
then had
really?
to
Oh,
pivot.
that's why you got the webcam now.
Yeah, I had to
Okay, I
pivot over
got you.
here, but I would have preferred to have been behind the scenes, but
Yeah,
yeah, it is what
sure.
it is. We're here
Yeah.
now, and
Oh, one
uh,
more thing. I want to thank everyone that hopped on the panel and asked and gave their great input. Barima and Gladys, you guys are great. And I think J Rock was his name. I
yep.
appreciate those questions. Made me think a bit.
Yeah, y'all check out Alex. Go check out his page. Content is fire, grade A plus plus, and see what he has going on. I know that he does some coaching, but also at the same time, he said that he sneak peek. There might be a school coming. There might be a Discord coming,
Oh yeah,
y'all.
there's gonna be some stuff. Don't you worry. There's gonna be some stuff.
Cool. Y'all tap in, and when you tap in, don't just hang out or like a flower on the wall. Like lean
Yeah.
in. Ask
Yeah.
questions.
Ask questions, talk, whatever.
Cool. Cool. Thanks
Yes,
again,
sir.
man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah,
We
of course,
appreciate
man.
you.
Pleasure.
Y'all have a good one. Have a great night.